Hello, 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 hello. Good day, everyone. Good day, mga mams and sirs. Good day, grade 10 students. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, again, this is Mom Sheena. And for today's video, we're going to continue on our Math 10 lesson. So, let's do this. So today class is another day for a new lesson, but before that, let's have first a sort of review. So last time we've already started and we've discussed all about sequence. So who can tell me and describe to me what is a sequence? Very good. So sequence, it refers to the set of numbers, letters, or any objects or anything that follows certain pattern or rule. Now, I want you to determine whether the following represents a sequence or not sequence. If it is a sequence, I want you to tell it's have. And if it is not sequence, you give me it's wale. So let's start with number 1. So the given are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Is that have or wale? Yes, it is a sequence, so therefore the answer is have. And the pattern is just going to add 2 in order to get the next term. Very good. Next, let's have letters A, D, G, J, and M. Is this a sequence or not sequence? Is this have or wale? Yes, the answer still is have, because the pattern is you just slip or you just escape 2 letters in between of the 2 terms. So it's have. Very good. And the last, we're going to have 3, 5, 6, 9, 11, and 16. Is this have or wale? Yes, it's very obvious that it's wale because it don't have a certain pattern. Very good, class. It seems that you have mastered our past lesson. So it seems that you have mastered our past lesson, so let's proceed to our new one. But before that, let's have first a game which entitled Snake Words. So the instruction is, can you find the snake words hidden in the grid? The letters form a continuous line passing through each cell once without crossing itself. So the instruction tells us that there will be letters that will be flushed in a grid, and I want you to guess what will be the word that can be formed out of that letters. So let's start with your snake word number 1. So yes, the answer is difference. Snake word number 2. Very good. So you're going to have sequence. And for the snake word number 3, the word that can be formed is arithmetic. Very good. So yes, don't you know, class, that these words that we've got from our game, snake words, are related to our today's topic. So who can guess what will be our lesson for today? So so today we're going to discuss all about arithmetic sequence. Again, our lesson for today, grade 10, is all about arithmetic sequence. So to start with, let's have our objectives for today. So upon watching this video, students should be able to: number 1, define arithmetic sequence. Number 2, illustrate or determine whether a given sequence is an arithmetic sequence or not. And number 3, appreciate accuracy and the importance of the lesson by citing and solving examples of real-life situations in which arithmetic sequence can be used. In order to reach our today's objectives, I want you to take note first of the following terms that we will be using on our discussion. So number 1, take note of the word terms. So it refers to the letters, to the numbers, or anything that composes a sequence. So these are the elements of a sequence. And we're going to have your A sub 1, this will be your first term. A sub 2, second term. A sub n will be your nth term, or you can have the unknown term. And you're going to have the preceding term. So these are the terms that can be found before a certain term. So that's it. So you take note of these terms because we're going to use this as our lesson goes by. And I do prepare here an activity. So the class will be divided into groups, and I will be giving all the materials needed. So I want you to choose a leader, a secretary, and a reporter. And the title of our activity for today is What We Have in Common. So let me read to you the instruction. So we need matchsticks for this activity. So below are the squares formed by matchsticks. So I want you to count the number of matchsticks in each figure and record the results in a table. So you're going to make squares out of the given matchsticks. So from one square, how many matchsticks do you need? So you're going to fill out the table there. If you're going to add another square, what will happen to the number of matchsticks until you reach 10 squares? And you're going to answer the guide questions. So for the number 1, is there a common pattern? And the number of matchsticks, if there is, you're going to describe it. How is each term or the number of matchsticks can be found? And number 3, what is the difference between any two consecutive terms? So you do your work quietly and you try to answer the guide questions. So let's try to check your activity class. So let's have the given table. So again, the number of squares and the number of matchsticks. So let's start with one square. So how many matchsticks do we need in order to form a square? So yes, you're going to have 4. Next, if you're going to add another square, which is tapik siya sa first square natin, hindi pag i-separate, what will happen to the number of matchsticks? So you're just going to add 3 and it will become 7. For the third square, so you're going to have how many matchsticks? You're going to have 10 and so on and so forth until we reach the 10 squares in which we're going to have 31 matchsticks. So this is the correct answer and I hope that you've got the correct answers as you do your activity. Let's have the guide questions. So upon looking your answers on the given table, so is there a common pattern in the number of matchsticks? If there is, describe it. Yes, it can be clearly seen that there is a pattern on the number of matchsticks. And if you can notice, our pattern will be just going to add 3 matchsticks in order to have another square. Number 2, how is each term or the number of matchsticks found? Yes, as what I said on the number 1. So yes, we're just going to need 3 matchsticks in order to add squares. And for number 3, what is the difference between any two consecutive terms? When we say difference, class, take note, we're going to use subtraction as our operation and we're going to subtract terms from right to left. So let's start with 7 minus 4. So you're going to get 3. 10 minus 7, still it's 3. And you're going to have 13 minus 10. Still, you're going to have 3. Therefore, the difference between any two consecutive terms is just equal to 3. Questions. Did you get the same answers? Using the answers that we've discovered in our activity, I want you to answer this given question. So what can you observe with the terms of the given sequence? So it starts with 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, until it reached 31. So what can you observe? So yes, it has a pattern of adding 3. What do you think will be the next term? If the last term that we have here on our table is 31, what will be the next term? So yes, you're going to have 34. What do you think is the type of sequence or activity represents? Do you have an idea? So yes, it's an arithmetic sequence. And who can tell me what is an arithmetic sequence? Okay, so let's define class arithmetic sequence. It is a type of sequence in which each term after the first is obtained by adding a constant to the preceding term called common difference. So we do have long definition here and I want you to take note lang the words. You're going to have constant, preceding term, and the common difference. Okay? So when we say class arithmetic sequence, type of sequence in which if you're going to get the difference between two consecutive terms, so about the consecutive terms, pasunod ng mga terms, and you take note if you're going to subtract and get its difference, you start from right to left. And if it is just the same all throughout, nga i-subtract mo sila, tanan nga terms, you're going to get the same answer. That will be the time now that you can have the constant, and that's what you're going to call common difference. And you take note, class, this common difference is denoted by small letter D. Now, let's try this one. So, let's tell whether the following represents an arithmetic sequence or not. So, number 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So, the answer is, it's arithmetic sequence. Let's check whether your answer is correct. If you're going to subtract the terms from right to left, let's have 3 minus 1. You're going to have 2. 5 minus 3, 2. 7 minus 5, 2. 9 minus 7, 2. And this 2 is what we call the common difference. So therefore, number 1, it's an arithmetic sequence. Very good. Let's have number 2. 4, 9, 14, 19, and 24. Is this an arithmetic sequence or not? So let's check. 9 minus 4, you're going to have 5. 14 minus 9, you're going to have 5. 19 minus 14, still 5. 24 minus 19, you're going to get 5. Therefore, we're going to have the common difference, which is 5. Therefore, number 2 is still, it's an arithmetic sequence. And number 3, 1, 4, 9, 16, 23. Arithmetic sequence or not? 4 minus 1, you're going to have 3. 9 minus 4, 5. 16 minus 9, you're going to have 7. And 23 minus 16, you're going to have 7. So yes, it's very clear that we don't have a common difference. Therefore, number 3 is not an arithmetic sequence. I want you to try to answer number 4 and number 5 on your notebook or on a piece of paper, and you tell me whether if it is an arithmetic sequence or not. So yes, very good mga langga. So it seems that you've already know what is an arithmetic sequence again. So again, arithmetic sequence, a type of sequence wherein you're just going to have a constant number. You're going to add on the preceding term so that you're going to get the next term. And this constant number is what we call the common difference, and it is denoted by small letter D. In order to determine whether the given is arithmetic sequence or not, you're just going to have, or you're going to solve for the difference if they're just the same all throughout. If you're going to subtract from right to left, therefore that will be an arithmetic sequence. And if it is not, therefore it is not an arithmetic sequence. If the difference is not the same, so it's not an arithmetic sequence mga langga. So now I want you to ask, how important learning about arithmetic sequence for you? Is this important in our daily life? In what way? Okay, so yes, for example, one usage of arithmetic sequence in our lives is by saving money. So if ever that your New Year's resolution is to save money from the beginning of the year, and all throughout you add or you save 5 pesos each day, so how much you're going to earn at the end of the year. So yes, I think that's an example of an arithmetic sequence. So do you agree? I want you to think and write examples of real life situations wherein arithmetic sequence can be found or can be used. So for your quiz for today, so I want you to answer this in a piece of paper. And yes, so any questions, clarifications? So I think mga langga, I'm gonna end with my video with this. I hope that you have learned something from this video. And yes, see you on my next topic, and we're going to discuss about arithmetic means. So I hope that you've learned something today. So again, this is Ma'am Sheena. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next video. Thank you so much. Grade 10. Bye! So you do have there the given set of numbers. Again, you have malunta kung arithmetic sequence siya o kung hindi. You need to write AS in it is and not in otherwise. Who can try number 1? Oh, kami mga bright. Bright sila akong mga kabataan. You raise your hands.